Hi everyone, welcome back. I hope you all are doing fine. I'm doing okay. Today we are going to be doing some beading for a while and then we're going to cut some paper, I think. I'm not sure, but I think that's what we're going to do. So first of all, I want to talk about what we started last week, which, good morning, Heather. I hope you're doing well. Just discussing a few things from last week that we're going to be working on this week. So we opened up a few other avenues of creativity. I really don't remember everything I made last week. I know I made some earrings. Let's see if I can pull those out. I made these. I can't find my my jewelry ear display situation, so I'm struggling with keeping them all together. I tried to go to the store yesterday, Hobby Lobby, and find them, but I couldn't. So I'm gonna probably end up ordering them off of Amazon. Thank you so much. So Very Crafty, I'm not sure if you've been to her channel or not. She challenged me. Well, we challenged each other with some colors. And I think my colors were blue. Yes, it was blue, yellow, and purple. But then when I asked her what it was, she changed it to blue, purple, and pink. And so that's what we got here. And we'll go over these in a few seconds. But I want to talk about these items really, really quickly. So we're gonna probably make a few more of these. My son is home from school today. I've asked him to keep it down, but I can hear him in the background, so hopefully he's not too loud in those. I like mixing these pearls with the heishi beads, or the donuts as I call them, because it just gives it a different little look. Like, they make me think of sewing spools for some reason. We did this one last week, Happy, Smile, Joy, and these beads will let you know if you need to adjust your dietary intake. I tell you that. I mean, these bracelets. So Happy is the tightest. Then we have a Love, a Joy, and then Smile. And I like putting the hearts on the shorter words because it just gives more space to it. Makes it look better. I think I would prefer it like this and let it dance around. Usually your jewelry dances around. And then we did these last week. And I really like these. I want to put these in my ear right now, but I don't have on this color. I have on blue. Of course. I have on a blue shirt, some blue jeans. I actually don't have on my normal crafty uniform, which is pajamas. I plan on leaving the house like almost immediately after we finished. And then so yesterday, I was all in the heat of the moment because this right here, if you have a Hobby Lobby near you, I don't know, do you have Hobby Lobby? They have these beads right here, the variegated purple, pink, blue, white beads, and they call them unicorn. So of course I want to use some of these letters. Oh, that sucks. Love. I did Grace first, I think. No, Mercy. I don't know. One of them was too tight, so I re-strung one, and one was too loose, so I had to cut off a piece. This one was a too loose one. But I thought this would be really pretty, kind of stacked like this. So you have this in between each one. I could have did another one, but I think for me 5 is enough on one wrist because that's a bit much anyway. So maybe 2, and then 3. So I like these, and yeah, they call them unicorn. I love them. I'm always leery about my rings breaking or ruining things, so I'm always careful with that. But yeah, and so I use the beads, from the Michaels I use this gold. I'm not a big gold person, but I just think that these colors look really, really nice together. Just because I think, when you think about unicorn, no, is it mermaid or unicorn? Hold on. Unicorn. It's called unicorn. This is the packaging. But I thought that the gold looked really good. A little fanciful, fancy. So I did those yesterday. And then, oh yeah, like cotton candy. I love it. I don't like cotton candy that much because it's super sweet, but I like that. And then I made these little flower earrings. So this is the actual color. Now this is a little bit yellow orangey, but these are the colors that I really was supposed to be using. And I had got these from Joann Fabric a while back. And I like these. I want to make a few more earrings like this. But I feel like I should have, in the future, I'll put it like a few green at the bottom, and then these pieces. I'm not very good with like designing jewelry. Like I'll look online and see, and then I can design something from there. But I'm not very good at designing it. So that is what, we have going on right there. And so what I did, I could not find my charms, but I thought we would work on the beginnings of 2 chunky charms. So we'll be doing that for maybe 3 live streams. I'm not sure. But I feel like the person that finds this chunky charm is finding something at the end of under the ocean. So I want to make one for myself. And I like seahorses and the turtles. But this is going to be at the bottom of the chunky charm. Do I have one in here with me? No, I don't. And I got these for $2. I probably paid a bit too much. Probably could let it go down some. But you remember back in the day, Michael's would have a sale where the discounted tax will be half off. They haven't did that in a long, long time. But yep, so I think we'll start. These will be our end pieces. And then we have these fancy beads right here. Very like lavishy, fancy. One of my friends, she doesn't craft, but she stops in. These are too heavy to go on a chunky keychain. But so we're gonna put those to the side. She asked me why do I take the things out, and I was like, so you can, you can see the stuff more easy. It's easier to see like this. And I was like, that's a good question to ask because some people may actually work out of their little containers. I'm not that person. I can't work out of my container like that. And then I do have some spare parts. It says 2013. And so these were $2.50 and you get 10 a piece. And so I know we have a ship's wheel and an anchor in here. So since it's going to be mostly nautical theme, we won't get to the placing of the charms today, I don't think. Oh, we have 3 and a compass. So ship's wheel and a compass. You probably could use this cogs, but I think I want to use those in something else. And then these other pieces. I am such a sucker for charms. I'm trying to figure out how to get my tax exemption thing to go and buy craft supplies because I do sell some of the things that I make. So it'd be easy, a little bit easier for me to do that. And then I had bought some bracelets and took these apart. Now, I don't mind if these may start to change color just to give it some of that patina that you might see underwater with jewels from sunken ships and stuff like that. So that is that. Then I have these beads that I picked up from Walmart, and these are glass beads. I was talking to Barry Craft, and she said that someone said you should never mix plastic beads and glass beads because that's tacky. I was like, I mix them all the time when I'm making chunky charms because you don't want to put a bunch of glass beads on one chain. It will definitely weigh it down, in my opinion. And you want the keychains to be lighter than normal. You don't want them to be where they're going to come apart from the weight. And then we have this. Now, I bought this a long time ago. I want to say I bought it from the dollar bead thing. And this is glass, but it reminded me so much of this, and I was like, yes, we can use this, because I would think that this is more mermaidy versus unicorn, but hey, whatever works works. So yeah, I'm just gonna put those in here. Now what I don't like to do at the very end is pick all of my stuff up, but it's okay. It is okay. All right, so now we're gonna use these, and I do have another. I pulled out a few because I was like, I want to make two. I had already said we're going to make two. And so this is from Joann Fabric as well. And I think, so I never even keep the colors the same when I'm messing around with it, because I like these. So we may not even use these right now. So we're just going to put that to the side. We're going to use these. These are some crackle beads, and they are clear. I also want to make a few pairs of earrings too. So we're going to try to do a few jewelry projects at one time versus just one thing. We're going to do some quick projects just to give us the motivation to keep going versus not. Hopefully that makes sense. And got these. I keep all of these together. I don't know why I don't want to pour my findings in a bucket or a container. I like to keep them in these. I think I always feel like they're going to start changing colors, which is just weird, but that's just how I feel. So I like to keep them in those packages as best as possible. And then I just need to get my other tools, and we're going to get started. Do you do a lot of jewelry crafting, or you just do paper crafting? I have to admit, I haven't been watching many videos lately, but I'm going to get on it this weekend. Yeah. I think we're gonna use these. I saw someone on YouTube a long time ago make a chunky charm, and everyone was like, "How'd you make it?" Blah blah blah, asking a lot of questions, and they really didn't divulge the secrets. And I was like, I can make one of those, and that's what I did. And I haven't looked back since then. But I think, sometimes on YouTube, especially if you have commissions, you don't want to share your secrets. But I think that if people are going to buy the stuff, they're going to buy the stuff no matter what, because they don't want to make it, right? That's just my opinion. I just pulled out a bunch of random beads that I need to actually sort and put up, because the sorting in me is like, oh, this bag is not good. We need to sort it out. That's what the sorting in me is telling me. But the person that I'm trying to become, just let it flow, go person, is like, it'll be okay. I see, got these. Yeah, I don't know. I have mixed emotions about people coveting their secrets for a few reasons. I don't necessarily believe. Besides people that steal ideas and don't give credit and stuff like that. Not those. This doesn't apply to that kind of stuff. But I think that whatever is destined for you is destined for you, and no one can take from you. No one can take that from you, unless it's people out there that see you create something and they never say, "Oh, I got this from Barbara." Instead, you're like, "Oh, I made this up my own," and everyone's like, the problem is Barbara has a small channel, so you know, she may not be as known as Nancy. So Nancy gets the credit when Barbara is really the person that put the blood, sweat, and tears in it. So I think that's one of the things. We're going to make a quick little pair of earrings because I'm in an earring making mood. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to do it a little bit better than normal. I'm going to actually attempt to create a pattern, and this is just a plain little pattern. I think we're going to try to do three pairs. So, you know, I was telling one of my friends about how people don't, you know, they mentioned, and I was like, sometimes people don't even realize that they're damaging. You know, they don't realize that they're damaging the other person's image, because now when, for example, you know, Nancy goes and shows off the work and Barbara has done the work and Barbara shows hers, they're going to think that she copied from Barbara. You know, she's going to think, they're going to think Barbara copied off of Nancy when it wasn't that. And I also think that, you know, sometimes you can have the same creative idea that another person has. Because I know I've had a few ideas where I'm like, oh, I'm going to do this. And lo and behold, so and so makes the thing. And I'm like, dang it, I was going to make, I don't know about this. I think I need a blue. I was going to do, you know, I was going to do that. And I just never got around to it. And now I'm sitting there with a fat lip, you know, poked out because I didn't do the thing. I think that works. Yeah. When I had said I wanted to. So I just, you know, sometimes, oh no, do that. Does that look good? No, I don't think that looks good. I need a blue one. I told myself I wasn't going to bring a whole bunch of stuff to the table because now I have to sort all of this stuff into containers and put them up. Eventually what I want to do is I'm not sure if you've seen them, they have those rainbow carts at Michael's. And so they're, you know, they're color coded. And I want to put all of my beads and that into one color. Yeah. So when it comes to giving credit to people, what I normally do, if I've watched a tutorial for someone, I'll just link their video into the description box. And I'll say, you know, I got this information from this person. Where she may have gotten it from, I am not too sure of it, but I learned it from this person. I think sometimes, you know, people are afraid to give credit to people because they don't want to lose their viewership. If that makes sense. If you're into numbers and stuff like that, and you're out here trying to grow your channel, you may not want to send people away from your channel. So, but I think I like these so much. I think that this is just a personal opinion. People are going to come back to your channel no matter what, especially if they like you. Now you just opened their eyes to another person's creativity, and now they have two people they can watch that is, you know, creative people. That's just my thoughts, though. I'm going to put this little blue one right here and then do this. You know, I had ordered something online. I don't know. This does not look good to me. I had ordered something. I had subscribed to something, and I'm anxiously awaiting the arrival of it. And it's going to be a while. They don't ship out until today, right? And I'm like, when is it going to be here? When is it going to be here? See, this is cute, just like that. Let's see. I think we'll just do a simple earring because it doesn't have to be super fancy. But I think we'll do that. Yeah, do that. That looks nice. I don't know. I think for me though, I would prefer to attempt to give credit versus Look at what I made. This is my own project, my own brainchild. Because you know what? If you go to Pinterest, Pinterest will tell all. Pinterest will tell all of your business about who actually created what. Because a lot of the people are not given quote unquote credit to people when those projects have been on Pinterest for forever. Or even if you go to YouTube um, and you type in, I don't know, sock monkey, for example. Not that I want to make a sock monkey, but you can see that, the person created this in 2007 and people are like, oh yeah, I made this. It's my own creation, blah, 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 blah. Now, if you watch 20 videos, of course you can't, it's hard to say where you got certain inspiration from. And if that happens to me, I'm just like, I watched X amount of videos. This is the one that really helps me with that. Like, whenever I make my books, I always say I've watched a lot of videos, but the Anna Griffin, my mojo is not started yet. I don't know what's going on. I watched the Anna Griffin. I have that die, and that's really what helped me understand it. But people, my friend and I were talking about people stealing people's ideas and not giving them credit, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that sometimes people just are afraid to say, I don't know everything. I'm not the best crafter in the whole wide world. So I do get inspiration from other crafters and be done with it. I think we're going to go with this because this is speaking to me. I also think that when people give credit, it just lets you know that they're still learning, they're still growing, and they're still becoming a better crafter than what you think they are already. But then when someone steals an idea, it just makes them look bad. And then so you start to have those doubts of, did they really make that? Fill in the blank. I love this thing. Oh, I love it. I'll try to make sure it's in the center though. It's okay. I speak typos sometimes, so I get most of it. Yeah, I don't have Instagram anymore. So I never know what's going on the gram unless someone sends me a picture. And I'm like, oh, that's really neat. Like Very Crafty sends me photos from from Instagram, and I'm like, yeah, but what is that? And my question to her is always like, what is that for though? Like, what are you doing with that? Not you, not her. When I'm saying, what are you doing? I'm like, what is it? What is it for? Because a lot of times, she likes dimensional projects, so she gets motivation or she decides to make something dimensional. She'll be like, hey, so and so made this, wheelbarrow with a truck in it. Good morning, Cheryl. Hope you're doing well today. And I'm like, where are you gonna put it? That's always my question. Where are you gonna put 53 dimensional projects in your craft space? Like we're doing a swap whenever I get my act together. And I'm like, so what do you do with it afterwards? Like, what do you do with it then? And she's like, you put it on display. And I know some people have beautiful craft rooms. They have all kinds of amazing things in their space. I have all kinds of craft stuff in my craft space. I don't really have like a display case of craft items, crafted items. I have a display case of things I need to craft. But I'm into dress forms. Yeah, I like 3D too. I love looking at it, and I don't even mind. Very much so, Cheryl. Very much so a dust catcher. I don't mind making 3D projects and mailing them out because I don't have to keep them in my space. But I don't want to receive a bunch of, you know, 3D items. So like if I was doing, for example, which I'm not, but if I was to say, oh, I'm going to do a challenge, send me in, I don't know, this, and you have 5 people into your challenge. You have 5 dust catchers, as Cheryl calls them. So I don't know. I don't know. I don't want that for me. Because some people rotate, they have a box and they'll rotate the things seasonally for whatever they have. Like I collected, I should say. I haven't did a pocket letter in a long time. And all of my pocket letters I put into books. Thank you. Blue is my color. I like blue, but I just want to loosen up a little bit, so we're gonna make a few pairs of earrings, and then we're gonna start working on some chunky charms. But I just wanted to kind of get the cobwebs out from yesterday, I guess. So here we go. I want to use this bead so badly. Don't know why. Yeah, I bought image to make, and the image was this big, like it's this big, and I wanted to make it this big, right? And I don't know how. I mean, I've messed with the dimensions, but I do appreciate when people look at projects and like, oh, we're gonna make this project from scratch. You know, I like those people that do that as well, because it gives you something to think about and see. So we're gonna do this. I was just trying to figure out, do I have any blue projects due for the collab I'm in? Because this would be great, but I don't think I do. I think I want to try these two. But like if you have friends locally, you could always do like a swap with them. I prefer like small flat packages. In huge, like if it's a huge swap, I don't want to do a huge swap with multiple large items. I would prefer to do a swap with, that's not right, small items. Because then you can fit, in my opinion, you can fit more items in your space versus 5 humongous projects. I remember, and I love the project, so I'm not saying it's anything wrong. I love it. But she had made it to give it away. Sparkling Shar, she had made a paper backpack. And I wanted to try and make this backpack so badly. But then I was like, okay, when I watched the tutorial, who am I going to send this backpack to? Are they going to feel obligated to making me one now? Because that's not the goal. I cut this too short, I believe. Yeah, too short. I don't want a backpack back. I would prefer to just make a backpack and send it out. But it's a bookshelf that I had made. Yes, the one-step looper. I love this thing. I done broke the bead though. I went in too short. So I have like 2 or 3 3D projects that I have to, finish creating and mail out. One is a bookcase, which I absolutely enjoy making that bookcase, but my books weren't closing, so I had to figure out how I would do closures. And then I was like, well, books don't normally have closures unless they're like journals and stuff like that. And then Samara actually sent me some. Can I still use this bead? Let's put this bead to the side before it crack all the way. She had sent me some miniature. What did she say? Miniature. Magnets, miniature magnets. Oh my goodness. Words. I cut this one short too. What is going on? Well, we're going to have a good craft event, I see. For the ones that I cut too short, I still keep the eye pin, and I'm just going to make a shorter one, like a smaller project. So I always just go back and reflatten it and work on it like that. So now, I've even run into that problem with the books that I make because they're bulky. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to put all these, whenever I start mailing stuff out again, they're going into someone's package because I am not keeping all these books. And I don't really document life like that. Like a lot of people document a lot of stuff. We don't do a lot of events, so I don't document a lot of stuff. Yeah, I'm like, And, I think for me, I would craft and give my aunt a lot of the things that I would make. And now she's not here to be the recipient, the lucky recipient of all of the things that I'm making. I think, yeah, we're going to do that. Oh, yeah. Yes, you'll learn that I make up words and package. It just sounds so much more, like va 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 voom. I think at least. Let's see. Now this is looking too long and this is looking. I like this one though. We're gonna go with this one. So my friend and I had went shopping. We went thrifting, I should say. We had went to Goodwill, and they have a Goodwill boutique. And in the Goodwill boutique, they have lots and lots of jewelry. And it's beautiful jewelry that I only see taking it apart and making other stuff with. That's the only thing I ever see when I go to places and I see those things. I'm like, I could destroy this and make it something my own. All right, so we're gonna have to go back to the old fashioned way and make our own. So let's just fold this over 90 degrees. Do both at the same time. And because they were 2 for $10. And I'm like, this is Goodwill. This is not Kohl's. But they were very pretty pieces. And I was like, I want to break this up. But she liked it enough that she wanted to wear it. So I was like, that's fine. I have other jewelry that I want to destroy. So I'm just cutting a little bit off of here. And I had went to the Dollar Tree. Let me tell y'all something about the Dollar Tree. I ain't going no more. Unless I see something that blows my mind, I am officially breaking up with the Dollar Tree. I bought two items, and it came to $2.71. Nowhere in my mathematical mindset will I ever agree that that's a decent price, right? I get it. A lot of people like they hadn't raised their prices in X amount of years. It's called the Dollar Tree. It's not called the $1.25 tree or the we're gonna raise our prices to, whatever. So you've grown us into believing that the Dollar Tree, everything's a dollar. Now it's $1.25 plus tax. I bought two items for $2.71. Our tax is 8.25%. Right? So the lady told me the price, and I was like, say what? Like, what did I get? Two items. And I really wanted to get those items. So I was like, you know what, fine. The thing is, those items were still cheaper than buying them at another location. And that's the only reason why I got them, because the value of them is worth the price. So it's not the item that I purchased that I have an issue with. I have an issue with it being $2.71 for two items when I'm almost at $3. And then I had bought something at another Dollar Tree. I want to say I got 7 items and my total was $9 and something. And I was like, why in my head is this math not really making sense to me? And why are you still buying stuff from the Dollar Tree if you don't want to pay that? Because I have that option not to go into the Dollar Tree. So I'm just, I've decided to opt out of spending money at the Dollar Tree. I know they're not going to change and drop the price because I am complaining. And I'm okay with that. I do want the company to make money and give it to their employees that work hard and they deserve raises and things like that. So I'm not boycotting Dollar Tree in that manner. I just don't want to pay $2.71 for 2 items. I'm very, very frugal with my money because I like to go shopping a lot. I like to, even if I don't buy anything, I like to look and then I like to have that option of purchasing. But now, the Dollar Tree is like a contender with another random dollar store. And we have a few here. We have one called King Dollar. And they have things in it. Well, I haven't been in a long time, but they have things in there for $1, dollar quarter, $2 or $3. I prefer to just go somewhere else now because the Dollar Tree is, I feel like they're giving me a false illusion. It's called the Dollar Tree. Anyway, so yeah, I found a few things and I was like, I'll just go online and buy it. And then just looking at the price, it was 24 items for $30, plus tax. I was like, no, I'll just get these 3 things and shut up and stop complaining about it. And that's what I decided to do. Because if you think about it, besides the seasonal stuff, you really don't need to go in Dollar Tree like I used to do every other day. I was dropping my son off and going to Dollar Tree and looking and putting junk in the cart. So I have so much Dollar Tree stuff that I'm pretty set for a couple of years, I guess. But nonetheless, for people, and the thing is, Dollar Tree isn't the cheapest options in some instances. And I think that's the thing that people don't realize. They're like, oh, it's $1. But it's not. Yes, ma'am, it does, because now for 4 items, you have to spend $5 plus tax. Back in the day, you got 5 items for $5 plus tax. Yeah. So, I saw this one person, they had a cart full of Easter stuff. And I'm like, I didn't tell this to the person, but I was like, all of the big box stores have 96 cents items or 98 cents craft Easter basket fillers. And so you're getting more for your money going there. And they even have big bags of Easter eggs for $2 or 2 something. So while you're spending $12, you're getting 12 eggs at the Dollar Tree for $1. You can get 36 for $2.88. That's a better deal. And I've always did the math when some of within some of those instances versus other things. Like some of their little wood pieces you can't get anywhere for that cheap unless you are a carpenter. And if you're a carpenter, that is great. Ooh. Oh yeah. I really like springtime. So I enjoy it. I am one of those people that will buck the system and craft whenever I want for whatever I want versus season. So we got 2 pair of earrings in there. Yay for us. All right, so now we're just gonna make a few baubles, doodads. I think we're gonna just make 15, not total, but 15 for this one chunky charm. So we probably need to make about 30 to 40. And I am going to use a few different colors. That would be nice. Yeah. I actually I can't get my act together though. So what I'm about to say is probably going to be like in 5 years. I bought some Easter things. And I was like, I'm going to make a cute little friend Easter basket. Easter is next week. It's still in the plastic bag, not even sorted out. Nothing. I'm not good with that stuff lately. I need to get better though, because that can't always be my fallback. I'm not good with that stuff. I'm just pulling out a few more items. Like I wanted to make a few wreaths. I ran out of mojo. I made one for the How Do I Love Thee series that I had made, and one of them took me 4 hours, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I was a bit upset with myself. One took 4 hours, and that was with all of everything, the prepping and everything. Normally a wreath takes me a couple of hours, but all I was doing was tying, and I was just like, I am tired of this, so I won't do that. I'm just gonna do some random letters. I'm thinking, oh, we can do this heart. I'm thinking R. Well, B is a good one. We can do B. No, I'm just gonna do S, O, S, if I can find it easily. The sorter in me definitely wants to sort these out into vowels and consonants, just so you know. Just so you know. And then, you know, shipping is such a ridiculous situation currently that I don't know. I have like, I want to say 10 flat rate large boxes in one of my rooms that need to be mailed out, and I'm just like, at $20 a pop, 20 times 10, you know, that's a lot of money. See, this is why I need to separate this, because I have no S. And if they were in alphabetical order, it would be so much better. I went on to Amazon yesterday to buy some yellow beads because, like I said at the beginning of the video, Berry Crafty had challenged me, and I was like, I have no yellow beads. That's what I realized. 0. Because yellow isn't like one of my primary colors. I'm not going to put SOS in the same thing. I just wanted to put it out because we're going to do a few random things. So I need gold, and I need a few silver pieces, and I want to use some green to represent like algae. Yeah, I'm confused on a lot of dealings with what's going on. They almost make it like they don't want the post office to make any more money, because I'm gonna start looking at alternative routes. I had ordered something from Crafters Companion. Is that what that is? In what is it? What is that month? Excuse me, I'm about to step away from March, and I still haven't received my item yet. Normally I get it within like a week, and I'm like, oh, that would be so nice. I normally don't dabble in a lot of religion crafts. Besides Easter and Christmas, and only like, you know, He Has Risen, things like that. This is what you call a bead soup. I like bead soups. I really want to give some beads out. But I want to do it. I want to do it kind of in a funky way. Not a bad, like, oh my goodness, funky, but just a different way. A different way. I don't want to pour that all out. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and just make up a few situations here, and I think I'm going to do green. So in my head, if you were to go underwater to a sunken ship, it has no rhyme or reason. It just needs to look cute because we're putting it on a chunky charm. It's going to be a small little chunky charm. So like this is something that's cool. And you see, I use 2 different metal colors because it's underwater. So in my head, I'm like, it doesn't matter because it's underwater. And you know, all the gems and jewels are all mixed in together. That's what I think. That's my head thinking that though, right? So now, yeah. But I think another thing is you can't be afraid when it's this beating. It doesn't have to make sense, right? Because it's a chunky charm. So who's going to tell you that you did a chunky charm wrong? When a chunky charm is whatever you perceive to be on it. I think that was the one thing that really helped me figure out how to make a chunky charm. Because when I tell you that the person made a beautiful charm, very inspirational, I was like, oh, I got to go out and buy a whole bunch of random junk. But they never showed a tutorial. They never discussed it. And then, you know, maybe a couple of months later, I think they brought it back. They were showing a bunch of chunky charms, but they weren't sharing how they were making it. And I got a little bit like really frustrated. I was like, okay, I understand. You know, because people are like, oh, how'd you make that? That's so pretty, blah, blah, blah. And like I had said earlier, sometimes people don't want, this S is backwards. You know, people don't want you to learn how to do certain things because they're afraid that you're going to get their money. But if it's your money, you're going to get it no matter what. I'm not sure why this S is, there we go, looking funny. All right. At least that's my little crazy belief. I could be missing all the money in the world because I share my secrets with everybody, but I don't believe that. You know, what's meant for you is for you, unless you decide to squander your talents. And then, well, that's what you and the man upstairs to discuss later on. So next Friday, my son is out of school again because of Good Friday. I don't know if I will do a live stream. I may try and record a video and do a premiere. If not, we'll be here same bat time, same bat channel. Unless I decide to drive to Houston and see my family. My husband was visiting my uncle's wife. They don't, a family friend, I should say. And she was like, I saw that you came by the house, but you didn't let me know. I was like, it wasn't me. Because I haven't been to Houston in a long time because, you know, I was sick at the end of the year and the beginning of the year. And I said, I'm just now getting back to semi-normal. I'm definitely not driving to Houston. And if I'm driving, I'm getting out and knocking on the door. What you mean? I ain't stopped. I ain't come through. Oh, that's so great. Happy birthday, Tex baby. When my son gets to be that old, ooh, I think I might I'm already at that point though. I'm like, what happened to the time? My little guy is getting so big and rambunctious and rebellious. I'm trying to make sure I don't choke him because he's starting to be extra rude. Got a lot of bad influence from the school. His classmates. So I'm going to put those on there too. And I normally count them out, but I didn't count today. I should have counted. But it's like 5, 6. Just 6. We haven't even really broke the ice yet. I wanted to color. Why did you do that? I don't know. I don't know. I wanted to color today, but I didn't I want to print off something and color it, but I didn't even print the thing off yet. So we'll probably just focus on making the charms, then the baubles, then we'll cut them all off and then go from there. Now in the past I have said that I feel like it's better to do assembly line. And in this instance, since you have this handy dandy wonderful thing, you don't really need to do assembly line unless you want to do assembly line, because you can just do that one at a time. But I still feel like for me assembly line is the best. Oh yeah, you have a kid. Well, not everyone. Hopefully, I'm gonna put a storm in here. Hopefully you mature a little bit. I remember when I lived in Mississippi before I moved back to San Antonio, this lady was like, "How old is your son?" I said, "Oh, he's 1.5. He's almost 2." She said, "Yeah, my nephew hit terrible twos and didn't grow out of it until he was 7." I was like, "Is that what I have to look forward to? Because I'm not going to be happy with that." And so far, hopefully when he turns 7, he'll be out of his crazy man stage. I've already started speaking more to the Lord about not giving me patience, because I don't like to ask for patience, because every time you ask for patience, he will try you, right? He will put you through the test of patience. But I always say, help him, Lord, because he about to get knocked out. And then my son will sit there and think like, who's she talking to? Oh, I'm talking to the man upstairs. If you want to make it to see whatever, you will chill out. So I have a question for you all. Are y'all back to traveling? If you traveled, are you back to doing like out and about things, or are you still kind of staying at home? I must admit we never traveled, but we still kind of did a few out and about things. Um, but I still don't want to like go places and do stuff like that. Yeah, I don't do that. Yeah. So my traveling is shopping and then home, right? But lately I have been wanting to stop going to the grocery store because I just cannot deal with the people in the grocery store. So I'm like, I want to stop that too and just go back to ordering things online and picking it up. I had told y'all I had an experience. This is heavy. I don't really want to put a lot of heavy things on. This is so pretty. Like this would be a cute focal point in a necklace. Oh, okay, yeah. Um, so my first of all, Texas never really stopped. They shut down for like a half a second. It was like, you know what? Bucket. We just gonna buck the system and be like, what? So yeah, but I think camping is like a safe thing to do with not many, in my opinion, like not a lot of words. I want to try to put some brownie, goldy, more colors in for sand. I mean, like getting on an airplane and going to Jamaica, man, or visiting Ireland. I don't want to do any of that. I don't want to do a cruise ship. Not right now, at least. I just kind of want to vegetate in the house and hang out with y'all and do random, silly, but cool things like play video games, eat ice cream. Lately, I've been trying to eat a grapefruit more often though, because I want to, drop some weight. I can't even call it COVID weight. I just want to lose some weight. See, I never really. I went on one paid for cruise, and we went to the Bahamas, and I had a different mindset of how it was going to be. Huh. I can't say that I did like it, and I can't say that I didn't like it. I did have a good time. One of my very dear friends and I went. She's a traveler. Yeah. Good morning, chocolate. Yeah, we're talking cruises. We're talking. I was asking, are people back to normal? Are they ready to start like getting out and traveling? And I said, I just kind of want to. My travel consists of going shopping for craft stuff and food, and then coming home and hanging out, playing video games and hanging out and chat with the chat. Because I'm not really ready for large crowd closed in space. And even though a ship is not quote unquote closed in, you can't leave it once you get out underway. Once it's in that water, it's in the water. So I'm not ready for that just yet. Um, my friend, my best friend, I'll just call her that. My best friend, she's like, so when are we gonna plan our cruise, et cetera, et cetera? I'm like, is it for family or is it just us? What are we doing? And she's like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, I don't want to do nothing. I don't want to go. But you know, once you commit to certain things, you kind of have to stick with them. I was like, well, when are you? This was 20 in the middle of last year. I was like, so when are you predicting COVID to be over? Since you obviously have this all planned out. This is pretty. I like that. And she was like, well, I was like, okay, well, when it's over, then we'll do it. I don't know. I'm not into planning trips like I used to be. Like back in the day, you'd be like, oh, you want to do something this weekend? Yes, please sign me up for 2 of those. Now I'm kind of like, I'm going to pass. I'm good on that. Like it was nothing when I lived in Maryland to hop on a train and go to DC for a while. I'm not DC, New York for a while, roam the streets, go to Houston Street, not Houston, and just shop at the yes it is. I don't want to do that one. I want a different color. I want the colors to kind of be a little bit different. Yeah, so because if you're planning just for two, it's cheap, it's easy. If you're planning for 3 people in your household and 3 people in another household, that's 6 people, and then you got to find, for me, kid-friendly activities to do. We can't go and watch, adult shows or things that could be dangerous with verbiage, because my son is a parent and he's at that age where he likes to curse right now until he gets a butt whooping, and then he goes back into talking gibberish. So because I in 2020 we were supposed to go to Vegas, all of us, me, hubby, my aunt, the daughter, the son, and guess who was going to plan all of that? Yep, this one. It's gonna plan it all. I was gonna get all the hotel rooms, because I was like, if we go to a show or we walk the strip, my aunt really wasn't into walking a lot, and so she would keep the boy. COVID happened. She got sick. She left. So we didn't do any of that. And now I'm like, I want to go to Disneyland, but is it too soon? I want to do something that I would. So I wanted to take my son to Hershey Park in 2020 before he went to school. COVID happened. Um, then we were supposed to go to the Muppet Museum that's in Mississippi. When it got to be in that area, it was too dark. See, yeah, no. Oh, no, no, ma'am, not spring break. I wouldn't take them anywhere. No destination place during spring break. We got to go on the off season. This bead is going to be mean to me, I see. I don't even want to go to Cancun during spring break, and I live close to it. Like I feel like you got to go on those off days. Like my son's school schedule is a little bit weird. They have days off when other schools don't, which is always a plus because if we want to go do something, we can. It's not a bunch of kids in the area. Well, I'm just not even putting any of this on here, am I? Let's see. Any of y'all ever used a bead? What is it called? The little circle bead thingy? A bead spinner. Words do not know my name today, apparently. I want to do that. Okay. This looks nothing like the ocean, huh? This just looks like a bunch of random beads on stuff. So let's make it oceany. Let's get some of these colors in here. All right, let's put some. I was gonna bring one of my chunky charms to the table with me to show y'all, but I was like, I'll do it another time. I'll do it next week. We're just gonna work on, I was like, we're not gonna do a whole bunch. So I'm actually going for a color theme. These colors, and it's like 2 over here. I don't know why I always do that, but these are a bit heavier than these because these are plastic. I just always feel like I need to make sure they actually match in my head, and they're not matching for whatever reason. They're not giving what I needed to give. Yeah, I really, really want to try that. If you've ever wanted something, like, I want to try that. That's where I'm at with that. Like, I really want to try it because I want to create this thing. And so the only way I'll get that, I want to try it out of my head, is actually trying the thing. Why do you keep grabbing that? Let's grab this one because this looks like it will match. Yep, perfect. Great. Put some of these stripes in here because nothing says ocean like stripes. I don't know. I just made that up. I don't know if that's a true statement or not, but I just made it up. All right, so we got this one. We could have some wood to represent a broken down ship. I don't want to have to reach too much for this project, though. That's so pretty. I feel like I'm always in Wally World in the morning time. But I was there the other day, and they have raised their prices on their bead stuff too, which is sad. Because I'm sitting here thinking, I'm like, when is someone gonna be like, we need to make sure that we can still give it to the people that can't um, afford a $10 strand of beads? When are they gonna do that? I don't feel like they're there right now, and that's worrisome because everyone's raising their prices, and no one's giving people the money. The cost of living is way more than what people are making right now, and it's annoying. It's annoying. It's a buggy situation. I want to do these two. So I already have some baubles made up, and when we put them on our charm, when we put them on a keychain, I'll pull those out too. But these are our specific ones that I want to make sure we use. I'll end up probably using like 2 of those and the other ones. It's always good to make, in my opinion, a bunch of baubles so you're not like worried about where your next bauble is going to come from, so to speak. So you can have extra. That's weird looking. Let's try this one. Like, the price of food is going up, but my paycheck is going down. I can't buy food because the food is extra pricey right now. I went to the store. Now, I am all about trying great value or whatever the off-brand product is, but not with everything. So I went to the grocery store and I like the Hillshire lunch meat. I haven't got that fancy with the deli. And the lunch meat was $10. It was 9. They had different prices. One was 10, one was 8, and one was this. I was like, they had no, you know what? Listen, when I was young and wild and traveling and visiting my friends, I had went to Georgia and we had went to Buffalo Wild Wings and they said they didn't have no wings. They did not have a specific type of wing. And I was like, you a chicken spot. And I had watched I don't watch Tyler Perry movies, but I had watched a Tyler Perry interview. And in one of the scenes that he did a while back, he said he had went to the Popeyes in Atlanta and he wanted to buy something. And they was like, we ain't got no chicken. You a chicken spot. No beef. Heather, I thought y'all had the meats. We have the meats. Apparently not, right? Are you asking me, wait, what, Cheryl? Or are you asking Heather, wait, what? Because that is just a weird situation. I thought Arby's had all the meats. But now we know. You know, we've been to places and they don't have buns. We had went to Olive Garden a couple of weeks ago during spring break, and whatever soup my friend had asked for needed potatoes, and they was like, we don't have any potatoes. You know what? I some things I'm just gonna just not in agreement with because it's just weird. Some of those situations are weird. Like when you go places and like, oh, we don't have this. What you mean? Yeah, the guy said something. I was like, you don't have no. He didn't have Coke. So when I go to restaurants, I never get the clear drink because they always taste funny to me. So I always try to get a brown drink, a brown, Coke, Pepsi, Dr. Pepper, whatever, because it seems to have a little bit better flavor and than a Sprite or a clear drink. So the guy was like, he was like, I was like, I like a Coke. He's like, we don't have no Coke. I said, you don't have no Coke. How you don't have no Coke? And my friend had asked for a soup, and he was like, we don't have this soup. I was like, what you mean? And the guy's like, let me go and check to see if we got the Coke. I was like, I was not, I was telling my friend, I was like, I was not about to act the fool over no Coke. I would have just got a different brown drink. But I don't like Pepsi. So I was like, how you don't have Coke? Like, is that even, I don't know. So then the manager with his little slick butt was walking by. Hi, Deb. And I asked him a question. He was like, yeah, we got this, this, and this. And I was like, no, that's not my question. Deb walked in and I got nervous and dropped a whole bunch of eye pins. We just over here talking about places that should have food items and they don't. Like chicken places don't have wings. Arby's not having beef. You know, I can't even put McDonald's in there because just about every McDonald's I've ever been to, can I get a shake? Our shake machine is down. Can I get ice cream? The ice cream machine is down too. Can I? None of the. I'm like, okay, thank you. Yeah, I don't know. You know, I had a longer desk. Now my desk is like shorter, and I feel like it would catch the stuff. But now it's, yeah. Deb walked in, and I got nervous, and that's my story, and I'm sticking to it. That's all I'm saying. McDonald's. My husband had said that they were doing the FBI was doing an investigation on why the ice machine or the shake machine ain't never up. I was like, "Are you serious?" He's like, "Yeah." I was like, "They're gonna waste all that money to figure out why the ice machine ain't up, the shake machine." I said, "Well, I see where our money's going." So I want to make this smaller. I'm trying to make some baubles, Deb, for see, not them burning stuff. I had ordered Wingstop delivery, and I had got my son some wings and not wings, like tenders, and they were burnt. And so I called. I'm normally not a let me speak to your manager kind of person, but I was that day. That's all I'll say. And I called. I was like, I would like to speak to the manager, please. And the lady was like, well, what's the problem? I said, I just got a delivery of wings and they're burnt. She's like, oh yeah, we know. Blah 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 blah. I'm like, if you know they burnt, why you send them out of the store like that? Like, what are you doing, Susan? So she was like, I'll take your name and your information, and you can come and get some free one. And I'm sitting here thinking that's fine and dandy for later, but what about the right now? Because we hungry now. I think we're gonna go with that. It's a bit different. I have these here on my desk, and we want to just put that in. Yeah, yeah. A lot of people are. No, I don't like this. Not working. It's not, and the thing is, like, unemployment isn't even a thing because so many people are hiring, but no one wants to work. They got used to that. I think some people got used to the government assistance. Oh, Heather always makes me laugh. The commentary that she provides to us is amazing. She said her Arby's ran out of beef. I love it. Because we need a good laugh. It's Friday. I'm not sure what y'all got planned today. I I want to go get some ice cream when I finish this. That's all. That's all. I just want some good. I want a waffle cone. It's gonna cost a lot of money, but I want it. Deb, I have a humongous question for you. You know that thing I harassed you about at the end of? Oh, no Arby's near you. Yeah, I don't eat beef or pork, so I'm not always thrilled about going to Arby's because I feel like the only thing I've enjoyed from Arby's was that big roast beef sandwich that had those nice layers of meat. This was back in the day when I was really young, 19, and I think Arby's was like $1. I don't know. It was a long, long time ago. Ooh, let's find out. I have to come over and harass you on your channel, Cheryl. Yeah, I remember back in the day you could right click on somebody's channel and subscribe to them from YouTube, and they changed that. I wonder why they changed it. I wonder if it's because people were trolling. I don't look at the like YouTube comments. Hi, Nix. Hope you're well. We're just making baubles, doodads to make a chunky charm. Oh, Heather. Well, I'm not eating anymore either then. If Heather says she's not eating there, that's like if Marla was to show up and be like, I'm not shopping at Hobby Lobby anymore. I'd be like, well, why? But when you say you're not eating something, I get the picture. I get the picture. I do hope everyone is having a wonderful, yes, ma'am, dangles. So, Nix. Well, first, Deb, that thing that I harassed you about in March, does it ship out on the 8th? I just want to make sure I can start tracking the package. And then, Nix, I can't find any of my charms. Like, I went to get my charm container that I have, and I don't know where it's at all. Yeah. I thought you'd find humor in that. But I also thought that you would be like, that sucks. But yeah, I don't know where it's at all. Like, it's like charms find me. I think this is plenty, but I'm going to go ahead and make a few more because I want to have more versus less. And I still want to add some more of these little pops of purple and pink. This is supposed to be a sea-themed charm. And I'm not sure if I'm hitting that wicket yet. Oh, so okay. I haven't do you get a shipping confirmation or anything? I need to check the mail then. I only check my mail like once a week. I don't know why. I need to check it because I did get a message saying that something was delivered. Okay, I haven't received an email yet. You know, I'm in a group and a Facebook group. And I don't want to say I, never mind. People are flaky lately with shipping, so I'm always I'm not nervous about big box, not companies. I trust them a lot more than I would trust some random person. I had mailed something overseas in January, February. The person never told me that they received it. They never sent mine out. Just weird. And you never want to call people out for being a flake, right? But it's so many professional flakes here on YouTube that is a bit disturbing. Like it's a person that, everyone like admires on here, but they flaked on me before. And so when someone mentions, like Love Handicraft, I'm like, oh, okay, well, sure. You think they're great. They're great. I, on the other hand, don't care for them that much. Just because it's it leaves a bad taste in your mouth. That's nice. We're gonna use all these, and then we're gonna just do that, bobble up, and then we're gonna move on to the next project. And then I'm gonna go in my space and try to find some stuff. The thing is the opening on the beads. Oh, okay. Well, good. If you're not getting it, then I'm okay with it. I just didn't want to start stalking. I sometimes I don't read the emails every day. I mean, who has time to read their emails every day unless you're waiting on the package? And that's why I was asking, so now I can go and start stalking. That's ugly. I do keep them all in one location, Nix. Cheryl, I, I with shipping being as expensive as it is right now, I think people should, even if I like when people send me packages, I may not open them right away, but I always be like, "Oh my God, you sent me some mail. You didn't have to do this. I really appreciate it." And then when I finally open it, I'll write them back. Cause sometimes, like, life is life is life. It's lifing, right? And I may not always get a chance to say, but I don't want people to ever think that I'm ungrateful for their kindness and their generosity, even if it's something that you get from the $1.25 store and you mail it out. It's the thought that counts. Although I don't want anyone going to the $1.25 store mailing something for like $10, $15, um, and not appreciating that person, because even the time that it takes to go and mail out packages is, or if you schedule it to come pick up, it's still a process. Yeah, people. I'm starting to wonder if people have manners, like true manners. And then, like, say if I get the package and I get all like busy and somebody, they're like, "Did you get your package?" I'm like, "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Yes, I got it. I just haven't had a chance to open it still. I don't want this piece on here." But it's common courtesy, and a lot of people don't have that. Even if they don't like the item that you send them, they could still say thank you for thinking about me. Um, I've had people say they sent things to me and I never received it. I've mailed things out to people and they've never received it as well. And you can't replace a handcrafted item. That's what always kind of bugs me out, especially like with Porch Pirates. I'm not sure. Someone had sent me something. It was like, did you check your mail? Did you check your mail? I'm like, no. I'm gonna check it right now. Okay. Did you get it? No. Did you get it? No. Did you get it? No. And then when I finally got it, they was like, did you get it? I was like, yes, I got it. Oh, that's so nice. I always, I would say I try to skip giveaways a lot from other people. I don't know why. I don't know if I like this or not. It's like a short hairstyle. I remember I did a giveaway a long, long time ago. People are weird. I'll just leave it at that. People are weird. People are weird. And we all do weird stuff, I know. Because your normal is my weird and my weird is your normal. And we just have to accept that. I really wanted to break down a piece of jewelry and recreate something. So I have to do that later. I was just looking at my videos because I was going through and doing the comments, thank you, the replies. And I was like, I haven't released a real video in a long time. So next week. Oh, they're probably like, well, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe spring break got them backed up. I don't know. Maybe they sent out the ones in March for spring break and now April is, I don't know. Nick, you're going to get your wish. A lot of stores are coming. Oh, do you? That's nice. I don't drink coffee at all. I messed that up. I tried to be an adult and gave myself heart palpitations. So I stopped drinking coffee. So I went out and bought a whole bunch of coffee stuff. because I was like, yes, I'm gonna be adult. I'm gonna have a whatever coffee, blah blah blah. And it didn't work out for me. It didn't work out for me like I thought it was. This is so plain. See if we can't make it not so plain. Do y'all like Chunky Charms or not? Nah? I barely drink hot cocoa. I like that. Oh, that's really good. Not the cold turkey though. Yeah, okay, okay. I like them. I think I need to get better at the design of the bauble. I don't know, ma'am. Your partner in crime is not here currently. I'm not sure if she got the notification or not. Yeah, I like Chunky Charms. I even went out and bought some longer eye pins um, to make longer ones. But then I was thinking, like, I've seen beautiful Chunky Charms that's so fat. I'm like, they're selling for $30. Yeah, I don't put them on my purses either. I don't even. Yeah, I just have all of them stacked up. I think it's one thing to be a crafter and it's one thing to be a crafter. Like, you know what? That's not me. But I think she had said her grandkids were with her, so maybe she is unable to hang out today. No. So for me, I think a chunky charm would look good on the river mirror. Yeah. Um, I would probably put mine on a keychain too because I have a keyless entry car, and so I don't need to worry about it weighing down the ignition switch. But in general, I do have I'm not sure if you all remember I had made I think ovarian cancer awareness ribbon, a tassel a bunch of years ago, 2018, and I have that on my card on my keychain. And I think having all that junk on it helps you not lose your keys. It helps you find them a lot easier. Oh, that sounds fun. I still do. I used to want to buy those stacking beads and make stuff like the candy canes and stuff with the pipe cleaners. But then I realized that I have patience, just not for every beaded craft that I want to try. So sometimes I'll just buy it. So we're just stuffing over here. Hopefully we have enough because I want to make 2 chunky charms. So we'll see. I don't know if I'll work on this offline, but we'll see. See this thing. Deb, for this month, the colors, I was like, yes, these are perfect colors for me. I was like, yes, I can do this. But then to try something new, I was like, I don't know. I really need to go to the store and get some bead caps because I wanted to make a clasp bracelet. Not bead, yeah, bead caps. A clasp bracelet, and I didn't because I was like, oh, I don't need it. I just want it. because I think it was not Michelle, Sparkle by Monica in February. She had made something. It was her, one of the ladies. I'm like, oh, I want that. Oh, that's okay. Just don't give up and quit. You know, just keep pushing. Sometimes your body needs that rest, that reset, that quiet time that, sometimes you don't get when you're on the go and going. Like this morning, I slept in till 5. So that was good for me. I was excited about that. And I'm only doing a few collabs, but I haven't been doing any of my own. I wanted to do a few series, but when I got sick, I was just like, I can't. At one point, I couldn't even think properly. The room was spinning. I was like, is this it? Is this the end? I feel like I was circling a drain at one point, like not trying to be morbid or funny, but I was just like, I felt like I was floating. I didn't have an out of body experience, anything like that. Don't think I'm that weird, but I was just like, okay. So Lord, don't take me. I'm not, of course, you start begging the God to not take you or whatever. I was like, I'm not ready to go yet. My baby's still a baby. I was just sick, very sick. Yeah. And then when I went to the doctor, because, right now, if you tell somebody, oh, I have a cough, you have COVID, is normally what they're thinking, even if you don't have COVID. But you could have COVID and not know it. So, I had tried a regimen of medicine, over the counter medicine, herbal remedies, honey teas, and I was getting better and then worse, better, worse, better, worse. And so I just went to the doctor and I was like, I've tried everything. I'm gonna try you now, right? Because I was like, I asked God to help me just get through this. And she's like, nope, you don't have COVID or the flu. I was like, well, what is it? She's like, you do have redness in your. I was apparently sick, just not sick enough for those things. So what she gave me was some steroids and the nastiest cough medicine I ever had in my entire life. And I've been getting better and better, and I've been avoiding getting rained on. I just been trying to be a better person to myself when it comes to staying healthy. I'm sorry to hear about your daughter, Deb. Like I feel like we're so quote unquote clean these days with the hand sanitizer. If people are doing it, if not, then you know I'm not digging on you. But I think we've started to create this like a semi-sterile environment that we're so sterile that anything that happens to us, we can easily get sick, and then it's like harder to get better. Because I know a few people that have been sick, and they're like, "I'm never sick." I was like, "Well, you know, there are bugs still going around." And where I live, everybody's like the cedar mountain is high, or the mountain cedar or something like that, the pollen count. Like in 2 days, my car went from being one color to yellow. Yellow. So I'm like, tomorrow, which is today, I'm gonna go and wash it. And I'm gonna have the little roommate help me. We're gonna do it the old fashioned way. Not in the yard old fashioned way, because it would be a big mess. We're gonna go to the car wash and wash it. So yeah. So now, I remember when I was a kid, a lot of people probably here currently can relate to this. You probably had some mud pies, probably ate a little bit of dirt, and you didn't get sick, you didn't die from it. You moved on to the next experimental thing that you could do when you were a kid, right? We fell down, got scrapes, got back up. We didn't worry about a lot of that stuff. See, some people still eat dirt. From what I hear, dirt is very healthy for you. Has lots of natural nutrients that you wouldn't get in other places. I just don't plan on eating any dirt unless someone puts something in the food and it's dirt and I didn't know about it. So I like this process of making the baubles and then doing this, but I feel like if you don't have a bead looper, it would probably be better to make all your 90-degree angles. Yeah, drink water from the water hose. Yeah. Nothing happened to us. I just think, but even saying that those things, lead paint can kill you. So, I'm sure a lot of us grew up around lead and asbestos, and that's dangerous. So we still have to be mindful of that. I remember growing up riding in cars with no real seat belts. Um, I remember riding down the street one day and my mom didn't shut the door. You remember those long, the car seats, not the car seats, the old timey cars were like this long. It was like you could put 50 people in the front row. Well, we were in the car and somebody turned the corner. Was she driving? My mom has almost fell out the car more than one time. And I reached to grab her. She's like, no, don't do that. Don't try to save me. Let me go. I was like, she's like, why'd you do that? I was like, because you're my mama. I was a little kid. And little kids don't really think about what could happen if you fall out the car, et cetera, et cetera. But I grabbed her because she wasn't going out in no car. And then she was driving before, and then I reached to grab her. She said, you did. And she reminded me, she's like, you did that when you were a little girl too. And I told you not to. And I was like, I guess I'm still not listening. If the car opens, I'm not letting you fall out the car. What in the world? Yeah. Because back in the day, the back seat didn't have across your body back seat. It just had across the waist. But apparently enough people got in accidents and probably cut their stomachs open and probably bled to death from eviscerations or something like that. So I don't know. Oh yeah. I've seen people do them like they gonna get their arm snatched off. But I get it. Um, very interesting. Very interesting. Yeah. And when people talk about not appreciating things, I do think that we all change is needed to evolve, but I want us to evolve into better human beings and not the current human beings that we are, old or young, right? Because I think sometimes you can't really have an adult conversation with people without people getting offended or assuming that you're saying something nasty about somebody because they're not really receptive. Yeah, that makes sense to protect the passenger. Because you probably have precious cargo. Now, if I'm trying to get rid of somebody, I'm like, let me unlock this door. But here, I hate driving on the road. The people here are just. I think in big cities, people are a bit less caring about how they drive, and then in smaller cities, people don't understand how to drive as much. But here, where I live, I'm just like, I'm taking the back roads, and I try to do all of my whatever early in the morning before people get out on the road. Yes, I do agree. My issue with people though, for example, I'll give you an example, right? And I'm going to make up names. We'll say purple and pink, right? Purple um doesn't like yellow for whatever reason, right? And pink likes orange. Pink don't care about yellow. But the minute pink tries to bring up orange to purple, purple shuts them down. And I think whenever you have conversation, it's good not to close the lanes of communication. It's better to have them open, even if you are not on the same page about communicating. Because if one person is talking and the other person's not even listening, then nothing's going to be done. You won't get any resolve from that. Look, we're doing pretty good. And we have these left, about 10, right? Yes, ma'am. Conversation is the spice of life. I think, we just need to be better, not talkers, but communicators and listeners. Like, we need to actually hear the message just being transmitted. And sometimes we're not open, we're not receptive to that. Because we only want to hear what we got to say, right? We only care about what we have to talk about until we get to a point that, you're banging your head on the wall because nothing's being resolved and you're right back at that same situation you were at yesterday. Why is the trash not out? Well, why don't you take trash out? Why don't you take trash out? Well, I got an email, and then you find out that the trash people didn't show up because they're closed for that day. But you're just accusing the person of not doing the trash without listening to what they have to say. You're too busy talking. And I've had to learn that the hard way over time. And recently, I've reintroduced the shut up method. Just listen. Sometimes you don't have to speak when other people are talking. You don't, even if you're in the same room with people, you don't always have to talk. And so that's where I'm at currently. In some situations, like I'm going to still exist, but I'm just not going to talk while existing because, sometimes what you got to say ain't that important. You may think it is, but it's really not that important. Of course, I can't do that when I'm live streaming, but I mean, it'd be very awkward for me just to be quiet. But I do believe in communicating, and I do believe that being an adult, as an adult, I should be able to express my dissatisfaction with you, and you not get upset with me. You should be able to express your dissatisfaction with me, and we come to a healthy conclusion of our issues where we can move forward. That does not always happen, and that definitely takes time. Yeah, that takes time to get to that level of maturity. So nobody currently, besides Hobby Lobby, is having beads on sale. Michaels, no. Joann Fabric, no. Hobby Lobby is the only one that has their beads on sale right now. And you know what? I'm going to just be honest. I don't need any, but I like to go look. I just want to see what they have because maybe I don't have that color. I don't have 50 shades of blue, right? I don't know. But I will tell you that I gravitate to some colors more than others. Like if you was like, we're going to do a yellow challenge, I'd be like, I have to go to the store. Because I even went upstairs to look at my beads. I used to get dollar beads from Dollar. Hi, welcome in. I used to go and get them from, it's a dollar bead. They have a lot of crackles. Yeah, I need to go look. Nick's, it's all Nick's fault. I blame her today because Samara isn't here right now to blame. Yeah. I just like to look. I don't need to buy anything. I just want to look. But today, after we finish, I'm going to get some ice cream. I'm going to Cold Stone. Oh, it's definitely Nyx is a silent enabler, y'all. You may not know that unless she tells you something, but she's one of those silent enablers. So it's Deb. Deb is a silent enabler. Because, when you see people's projects, you just want to try them out. Yeah, I'm so glad. Thanks for hanging out and coming. Just making some baubles. I'm going to be making some Chunky Charms. Probably next Tuesday I'll finish those up because this is not enough. Ma'am, Yes, you, Deb. See, and people don't want to embrace the fact that they are enablers. I've embraced it because everyone calls me that. Because of you, I spent this money. Okay. I'm not really an enabler though. Yeah. So I'm just making some doodad and baubles. I made some earrings earlier, and then I don't remember what else in the title, but I'm gonna be working on a book real quick. The first time I saw what is that place? BB Crafts was from you. Hey, Barry Crafty, how you doing? Now that you're here, I can talk about you. Deb is definitely a Stampin' Up product enabler. All right, so we're going to be transitioning to the next situation. I didn't put you under the bus like you thought I was. I just showed off the amazing colors the color combination that you gave me. I will reshow it because more people have showed up. But we worked on these baubles. We're gonna finish these up next Tuesday. I want to work on another project so we can get more bang for our buck. But this is it. I don't think this is enough, so we may actually have to work on more baubles next week. So I had made some jewelry, right? Some jewelry, and Barry Crafty made a comment about how it looked, and so Tuesday I did a live stream, and she said, while you were making this bracelet, I made these, and it looks like the rainbow on her arm, which I absolutely love people that like rainbow colors, right? So I'm always, in my opinion, and maybe she can tell me if I'm not. I'm always encouraging her to do it and make it. Uh, Listen, Deb made me. I think it was February. Deb did a haul video for some beads from Hobby Lobby. I stopped what I was doing, got in the car, and went to Hobby Lobby. So yeah, she enabler. People don't like that title because it sounds so bad. But you can only be enabled if you really want to be enabled. You can't be enabled if you don't want to do it, right? So I tell Barry Craft, I was like, well, we should craft together. And, she had been put in a comment not Wednesday, so I was like, yeah, not Wednesday because I have other things to do. But we crafted together yesterday. So Wednesday we sent each other our colors of the challenge that we were going to be doing, and I gave her some very So March, Deb enabled me. That's all I'm gonna say. I didn't even get any B stuff. I ended up getting paper, but she encouraged me to go to Hobby Lobby. So people enable you in different ways. So Mary Craft and I talked about the colors that we were going to be using, and I gave her beautiful colors because I was like, we're going to use just these three colors to narrow down the rainbow some, right? Like cut the rainbow down a little bit. And I gave her, I don't remember what colors I gave her. What colors did I give you, Liz? I forgot. I think it was purple. It was blue, of course, because blue, yellow, and pink is the colors that I gave her. Liz gave me purple, yellow, and blue. I went to Pinterest to look at that color combination. I just want to say that, that is not a good color combination, apparently, because not a lot of people on Pinterest had those colors. So then I asked her again, I said, what was the colors? And she told me, oh, the colors were purple, pink, and blue. So I was like, oh yeah, I could do that. So I made these yesterday. And they are stretch bracelets. Right now, this is a thing, bracelets with words on them. So I made these, right? It says grace, love, and mercy, because we need to give this to ourselves as well as other people, right? And God is giving it to us. So I was like, yeah, but you had to use all three of the colors. So it was purple, yellow, and blue. Not one and two. It had to be all three together. So I made these. And then I go back and I look at the phone message, and I was like, wait a minute. You put yellow in this thing. I don't have any yellow beads, y'all. Like, I don't have yellow beads. For whatever reason, yellow is not in my vocabulary of beads. So I made this and I was like, okay, fine, whatever. I don't want to be the person that wusses out of the challenge. So then I made these earrings, which I really like this. And these, let me tell y'all, I bought these because of Nick's Crafty Corner a long, long, long time ago. She had made this beautiful, I think it was red and some other color. I actually wanted one, WON, not want it. And I have always been encouraged from her for these, but hers is much better than this is. But I thought these were really cute. I don't know how I don't have yellow. I don't know. So then I made more stuff, but I don't want to show y'all because it's for a collaboration video. But you remember I made these last week because I had was, you know, sometimes she get organized. I like to sort through things. I don't, I don't. I went yesterday to look for yellow at Hobby Lobby, and they didn't have any that I liked. So maybe that's the thing. But I think it would be cute to make a yellow and black. It could be like a bumblebee situation. And then I made these at the beginning of the stream. This one and this one. So yeah. Now I want to talk to you about I think her name's Susan. I can't remember. But we had did her on one of the live streams. And so I want to put her on this book. But she don't fit on this book, right? She's too small to fit. So she was inspiration for, along with, you know, the flowers and stuff. So thank you, Deb. I really appreciate that. I want to make a book for her because, yeah. So what we're going to do today is a real quick setup, and I pulled out some card bases because I was thinking that she would be good on a 5x7, but I just want to make sure that she didn't look good on this. And I think for 5x7 is probably better. So we're going to make a 5x7 base real quick, and then we'll work on this on her on next Friday because I think our Chunky Chon will be finished on Tuesday. Next Friday, my son is out of school for a Good Friday. I'm not sure if you all are off for work or what. Not 1, 2, 3, 4. But he's been doing okay today. He's been screaming a little bit, and I had to go on mute to fix that. So I think she will look better on this because we can choose a solid background, maybe not yellow, maybe blue, and put it down, and then just put a couple of flowers on there or something. So yeah, let's go ahead and work on that. So we got 1, 2. And what I do, because I like to buy cards prefabricated, which it's not very good. If you have like regular cardstock paper, you can just make your own cards, but I like to do that. And I'll use one. So I'll use 6 cards. I'll pull 6 cards out and use those like that. Also, Deb, and all the other jewelry makers out there. I went to Hobby Lobby to get some cards. Could not find, the earring cards, display cards. I couldn't find them at all. I want to say they don't have them anymore, which sucks. But I see how many people are saying they're starting to go more onto online shopping because everything is online, right? You don't have to worry about anything at all. Just go online and get it. So we're going to do half-inch scores. Excuse me, quarter inch scores. I think we need 8, but we'll see. So the first one I always do half-inch because that's the first flap. Yeah, I'm going to go to Amazon. I went there yesterday and loaded up my cart, and then I was like, what am I doing? Starting over. So half an inch. We'll just do half-inch scores. That's fine. So this is an album we'll be making. I'll do one more for good measure. That's what I was going to buy, but I got frustrated with the whole situation of not having my cards already had. So I didn't get a chance to do a good search. So I'm just going to go ahead and fold these over. I went online to look up a earring card holder, and then I saw these really pretty, an earring card punch. And then I saw these really pretty craft colored colors with words. I do not know them today. I saw this really pretty craft paper cards already prefabricated with florals on it. I was like, oh, this is nice. 1, 2. But I probably will find a earring punch and just go from there. The thing is, I always think that my cards need to be super sturdy. Okay. So we need one more. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4. One more. And then we'll be able to cut it. This is the only thing good about having an actual die versus bootlegging one. You don't have to worry about your folds and creases. And being out of frame. So, yeah, flat. All right. Yeah, they have a punch that does it. I saw someone in the collaboration a couple of weeks ago actually showed one. I was like, ooh, that would be perfect. Because I do have a lot of paper that I could use and make it unique to my own, situation. All right, so we got this. Now we're going to just burnish this down, crease it some. And I used the 5x7 card in case anyone's interested. You could just use regular paper, but I feel like since I have so many prefabricated cards, this is not a huge issue. And so we have 1, 2, 3, and I'm just counting to see where our fold will be. So we have 1, 2, 3. You know, I went to use my Sizzix. Hear me out. I went to use my Sizzix die cutting machine with a Crafter's Companion 3D die. And I want to tell you that I was like on the verge of throwing all of my craft supplies through the dining room window. So my cutting board, that's why I have to hand cut it. My cutting board is still in there because I have a project that I need to finish working on, but I need the paper to be cut to die stuff. So to die cut. And I was just like, this is ridiculous. And I went online to find a sandwich and I was like, you know how to cut embossing fold. I mean, run embossing folders through. So what's the issue? And I was just sitting there thinking like, yeah, what, talking to myself, of course, because I'm probably one of the only crafters that does that. I was like, what is the issue? Why is it not working at all? And then I was like, okay, let's work on this. Let's think this through. Then I had to go and check it out. I was like, oh, okay, that makes more sense, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. Needless to say, I don't like the way the paper looked embossed because I didn't even have like a little spritzer to spray. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Gonna turn this over. If you need to, you can put T's on there. T stands for tape. And you don't really need to worry about the bottom and the top right now, but if you want to, you can go ahead and do that. Yeah. Cheryl, some of those die punches, are at the big box store. I think I saw one a while back, but I was like, what do I need that for? Blah 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 blah. Here we are today, getting scolded by my jewelry person that I always go and ask questions from. You have enough paper to make your own, is what she told me, y'all. Which is a fact. I probably could just do them on my machine as well. Make them real like funky fancy. But then I couldn't even find my backers for the earrings. I was like, what is going on with me today? So I'm just putting double-sided tape on both sides. I would probably say if you have red liner tape, this would be a good project to use your red liner tape on if you wanted to use it. If not, just keep hoarding it. What's the one thing that you hoard and you don't even care? That people say, oh, you're hoarding it. I think mine would be buttons. I have no real reason to hoard buttons either. I just hoard them because I like buttons. Really? I ran out of tape? Oh, thank the tape people for having enough mental capacity to know that you're going to use this. Yay. I'm still waiting on my craft berry to come through and, clean up my mess. All right. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, yes. Yes. What takes up too much space for hoarding? Paper. Stamps. Dies. But the buttons I have in a big container. And I really don't know any button crafts to make. I had saw, besides, using them on other things, I had saw someone use them to make necklaces with. And I was like, oh, that's nice. So I'm just going to burnish this down some. So I did not tell y'all this, but I'm going to tell you now. My son, he had the float parade to do. So we didn't know what we were going to do, right? We did not know what we were going to do until Well, he wanted to do Thomas, of course. Thomas is always the answer. I was like, well, if we do Thomas, which I was game for, it would have been not easy, but not hard. I said, if we do Thomas, we need to do, you got to glue your toys down. And he was like, no, I don't want to do Thomas. I said, well, what else do you want to do? I said, how about us do a Lego world? He said, no, mommy, I want my Legos too. I said, okay, well, let's get a shoebox. Couldn't find a shoebox because all the shoes that I have in shoeboxes, I have them in shoeboxes for a reason. Right? So I said, I'm thinking it's going to be an issue. So we take one of Dad's shoeboxes because Dad's not home to protest. And then I cut the bottom. I taped the box up because my son had crushed the box. So I tape it up to make it back sturdy like a shoebox. And tape everything down. I cut a slit in to put the car in to be underneath. And my son messes with the car portion and breaks the paper, tears the paper. So now the car is super duper loose in the box. So I said, you know what? We're not going to do a shoebox. We're not going to do a shoebox this year. You won't have a float. You can't participate in the parade, right? And I was okay with that. And apparently my son was too. But then, the better mom came out and I was like, okay, fine. I'll figure out something to make for him. Because I had looked online and I was going to find, someone had did like a Spider-Man display. They had Spider-Man, Doc Ock, and Venom, I think. And what I was going to do is just print off some building paper and glue it down to some random box shapes and put that on the float. Now, mind you, when you're working with a shoebox, think about it. It's not that big. And you don't have to put that much junk on there. So I said, okay. I said, you know what I could do? I could do a safety float for him, right? A safety float. Because before $1.25 became $1.25, I had went and got some houses because I want to make some Christmas displays in December. So I had got the construction site, the fire department, and also the police station. So I was like, oh, this will be a good thing, safety first, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So that's what I do, right? I tape down, I go online, I find a street to print the street. I get everything, I'll open up the packages, I glue everything down, make sure it's good to go. And the box is uneven because the center of the box is tore where the car is. It's already been wrapped up in all the paper that we're going to use for this project. And hi, Samara. Welcome on in. Glad you're here. You didn't miss much but me blaming Nyx for what I would normally blame you for. So, I mean, it's okay. We made some chunky charm pieces. I'm going to just go ahead and cut this down as straight as possible. So when the car turns when it goes right, it falls over, right? And so you have to keep adjusting the car so it doesn't do that. She deserved it. What you mean, sorry? So then, I tell my son, I'm like, son, don't turn it. I said, if you turn it, then it's going to, it's going to fall over. So he's like, okay, mommy, I'm just going to cut this real quick. That wasn't very smart, was it? No, it wasn't. So I thought it was very ironic because it says safety first. I'll post a picture in the Facebook group. It says safety first on the side, and then it says warning, like danger or whatever. And then I had put a card at the stop sign, and he had some Hot Wheel cars that I glued down, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. But don't tell him, right? He think I have a bag of toys that I keep for craft projects, and he thought I used all of those. And then the plight of a left-handed person. He I thought it was just funny because it was a safety vehicle, and when you turn it a certain way, it falls over. I know that's probably not funny, but it was funny to me. And so I took a video of him. Okay, son, try it out. Outside the house on the way to school, and it kept sliding over. And I still found it super hilarious. So he didn't cry or whatever about it, which is a good thing because I was not ready to try to soothe him at that early in the morning. So we're gonna go ahead and use some glue. We're gonna put the glue right onto this one. I think we're gonna use some tacky glue. But other than that, it went, I was glad that it went well. Because the one thing as a parent that you don't want is not to have your child included in certain things. The one thing I don't let him do is the bounce house because he's wild and he bumps into kids and he starts crying and he's hurt himself a few times in the bounce house. So we don't let him do that. And then on the parental form, I understand that it has to say that potential death could arise from using the bounce house. But when you put it like that, it just solidifies the fact that I don't want him to use the bounce house. I'm just burnishing this down. My voice seems to want to leave, and the words have flown out of my head as well. We're just doing this base that don't want to stick down. Let's reburnish it from the inside now. I'm sure as a parent, you all, if you have kids or maybe babysit your niece and nephews, or some of the decisions that you make have to be harder decisions than the easy ones, because it's easy to sign a permission slip and say, yeah, go have fun. But if they get hurt, then the school wants to be absolved from any responsibility of your child being hurt. And I'm like, no, I don't think you watch the kids well enough for them not to get hurt, especially if I'm sitting, a couple of inches away from him and he's been hurt before, then I know it could happen. Anyway, yeah, that's my story for the week. I had a bad experience with someone Monday. I think I told y'all about that lady already. But I don't want to. I don't want to give that person any more energy. They don't deserve my positive energy, so I'm not going to give it to them. So we got our base, and then we have this. I'm just going to burnish this down. Now these, even though they're in my mind's eye, they are a bit off when it comes to the closure. So I'm mindful of that, and I just want to make sure that this is creased very nicely. Samara walked in like Norm did on Cheers. Everybody's like, Samara, Norm. I like Cheers. Sam Malone. When I saw him in, what show was he in? CSI. I was like, what is Sam Malone doing in CSI? Right? Because I think he's in CSI. He took Grissom's spot. Yeah, I like Cheers. Norm. Frasier. Shelley Long was in there, I think. Was it Shelley Long? Yeah, I think it was Shelley Long. A lot of those actresses and actors haven't did anything I'm just gluing this down as best as possible, almost to the seam. You don't want it all the way on the seam. I like Frasier. Yeah, I like the original cast of CSI 2, all of them. Well, I like when Greg became a real CSI, not a lab person. But I liked it up before that, and I did not like, what was that guy's name? He was the Grissom's boss. He was such a jerk. Eckley, I think his name was. Yeah, I I like Frasier because it showed Kelsey Grammer more so as, he's supposed to be this doctor, but he still didn't have it together. Right? I like that. And his brother was a nutcase, right? In a good way, not a bad way. I was watching. I go down rabbit holes on YouTube, so I was watching. They had showed like Betty White bloopers from Hot in Cleveland. I haven't watched any modern TV with adults on it in a long, long time. So I was just watching her um things, and all I could see was Rosen Island. I know that's same Samara, same. I stopped watching after that because the one person I did not like was Sarah. I was like, ugh, like what does Gil see in her? They never really explained that love story at all. They kind of just threw it on us, and we were like, okay. So I'm just putting this all the way to the edge. I know y'all don't really want a tutorial, but I don't want to put it in the crease. I want to put it right at the tip of the crease. I didn't like Sarah because she had some underlying issues. I think they made it out to her, like, her dad probably abused her and he was an alcoholic and she didn't want to be like him. And so I think that's why they had it like that. I don't know. Another show that I liked, one of my most favorite shows, hands down, and I will watch them in succession. The original Law and Order Criminal Intent with Gorman Eames. Love that show. When he started having, like, when he was fainting from being overworked and they brought in all those other characters, like, and then the Fly, I only see him as the Fly. What's his name? He does the commercial for the apartments. What is his name? He was in Jurassic Park as well. I can't think of his name right now. But he's a weird guy. He looks like a bug. He has, yeah, him, Jeff Goldblum. Um, I was like, no, you can't, you'll never be Gorm, right? Like you'll never be him. So you can't. He was weird too, right? It just didn't work after that. Oh, Heather. Yeah. So you didn't see CSI Quarantine is so good though. For us non-legal people, I guess. Yeah, I watched Law and Order back when it was just Law and Order, right? I've always been into legal shows and doctor shows. Like I remember Saint Elsewhere vaguely. I watched Saint Elsewhere, ER. I never got into Grey's Anatomy, just because I don't know. I just never got into it. But I watched House. House was like one of my favorite shows. But because of House, I stopped watching series because of that. Because I used to try to rush home when I was in college to watch it. I think it came on Thursday nights. I would try to watch every episode. Oh, that sucks. Well, I mean, to be honest and fair, it's a pretty creepy profession, right? Because when you think about it, someone has to defend the bad guy no matter what. Yeah, I could watch Criminal Minds after the first 30 minutes because it was so much stuff. I was like, how can human beings do this to other people? And I stopped watching it. I like CSI Miami because of what's the man name? I forgot his name, but he he was nice looking, easy on the eyes. Yeah. I didn't watch Criminal Minds for Shamar Moore though. All right, ma'am. I sent you a message earlier. Hope you have a good day. Who, Shamar Moore? Yeah, he's hot, but I didn't watch it for that. Because I just, I think sometimes the fans will ruin a TV show. They all wanted him to get with Garcia. I just I didn't see it. I don't know. But I stopped watching it when the doctor, not the doctor, yeah, the doctor, the little young doctor was doing drugs and stuff. I stopped watching it. But what was the guy on the first season? He was in another show that I watched, Chicago Hope. I think it was Chicago Hope. I love that show. Love it. And also, you guys may not remember this, but I was telling Chocolate City Sim about it. It's a law show. It's not a law show. It's a cop show. It was in Baltimore. It was in Maryland. And the guy that plays in 911, not 911, he's in a comedy now. What? With Munch. I can't think of the name. Baltimore. It was a Baltimore. Homicide Life on the Street. That show right there was so good. And it's nowhere to be found right now. It was such a good show. Such a good show. I shouldn't say it was. It is a good show. All right, everyone. We got our book. Oh, it was so good. Oh, it was like an intense show too. So we're just gonna try to burnish this down a little bit more. It's very intense, and I enjoyed that a lot. Yeah, I was young back in the day. No, I think it came out in the late '90s, early 2000s. It was such a good show. Pemberton. Um, well, I never watched it. I didn't get into it. I was like, I don't see, what the whole hype, et cetera, et cetera. is. So I'm burnishing this down because I want my pages to lay properly. So that's why I'm doing a little bit of adjusting and manipulating it. And so when we get in here and do that, we'll have all of that. And there we go. I don't know why I want to open the book this way. Probably because I'm a lefty. All right. So I do have a question for you all. Um, what colors do you want to do this book in? I could use the same one that I already have, or we could pull out this book, and that would be for next week, next Tuesday. I may work on some things offline. I'm not sure, but we've already started ripping into this one. I love K and Company. I love them so much. It's not gonna fit because this is a 4x6 paper, 4x7, 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. It's not gonna fit properly. Yeah, I didn't like CSI New York that much. Wait, yeah, New York. Because one of the ladies on the show disappears, right? And they don't explain how she disappeared. Oh, Halo game. All right, so I don't think we won't use this paper, but if y'all can just let me know if you have a specific color that you would like to see me try to use, we can do that. Also, I want to say thank you all so much for hanging out with me. I'll go back over really what I made really quickly, what we made earlier today. In my attempt to be organized, I sometimes come across as unorganized. All right, so you remember we make these the Tuesday that just passed by, and with that, I got inspired to make more and more and more and more and more and more and more. It says smile, joy, happy, and then we had 2 earring choices that we could go with, but one of the earrings has escaped. That's okay, I'll find it. This is why I need those cards. Oh, it's right here. So that's one. And then we made these also. These really pretty, simple, dangly ones. I like those. Then we just made plain. I think silver looks really good with black. I'm biased. Yes, I like the color silver. Okay. And then Bearcraft and I crafted yesterday because she challenged me. She challenged me to make something purple, yellow, and blue. Thank you. But she changed the colors to a different color. But I made these after that. And then I have some other ones, but it's for the collaboration. So I prefer to leave that, leave something for you to see. I just put these little white beads in. I didn't have a bunch of stuff here. Better planning, but I like these a lot. So Deb, or any of you ladies that know how to make jewelry things, if you have links to things that I could use with these flower petals, I would greatly appreciate that. Then, so yes, I made these, which I love. I think, oh, I'm gonna wear them today because no, this probably look better. I made Grace, Mercy, Love, and then these 2 stretch beads, 2 stretch bracelets, and they look like that. And they're not too tight. I had to go back and adjust one because it was too loose. And I don't want my arm to have 50 things down there. Thank you so much. Okay. I don't know what name you want me to call you. So yeah. Most of these came from Hobby Lobby. The letters I got, I think, from Amazon. And these little beads right here came from Michael's. And then today we made okay. We made these earrings. I like variegated colors, and I'm partial to blue. And so I thought these would be really pretty if you wanted to, adult this up a little bit. Because I know a lot of people are not into these kinds of bracelets, but I like them. They're fun. Just because you're 197 don't mean you need to act like it, right? I'm not that old, but in case I make it there, I'll still be making fun bracelets if I can make my hands work. And then this piece right here, which I like a lot, is just plain and simple. It has this little uh, science symbol on it. It looks like a flower of some sort. But I thought that'd be really cool to go along with our chunky charm. So that is what we have done today. We've made some earrings, our baubles, and it says SOS in here. Yeah, you're not 197, man. So that's what we have done. I want to say thank you all so much. I hope you have a great weekend. Don't eat too much. Don't drink too much. But party hardy. If you don't have anything for me, I want to say thank you for watching. And until next time, happy crafting.